Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Combo League podcast. I am your host, Big Squirrel, and alongside me is Big P.
What up?
And we are here with Week 10. Yes, there was no Week 9 podcast. And you know what? I've been sick. I do not care. I have been not feeling well. So, we're here, Week 10. It's the home stretch. Everybody knows that so many games are crucial in the remaining games. Isn't that right, Prophet?
That is very true.
Alright, we are not going to go over Week 8, but we're going to go over Week 9. Alright, Week 9. First game we got is the Bills and Jets, and that's a pretty weird thing. Jets have been doing really well this season, so to see that they didn't score any points at all just makes no sense to me, but it's what happened.
We see pure domination by the Bills against the Jets.
Oh, yes, we do. In the passing game, we got Christian Hackenberg, 61 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, sacked 5 times. Tyrod Taylor, still same with 19 yards, interception, a sack. And then Blake Bortles with only 18 yards and 3 sacks. Did he get injured?
No clue right now. There's no injury thing on his name, so I highly doubt it. But when we go into rushing, we see that LaShawn McCoy had 36 attempts for 192 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 fumbles. And then the leading rusher for the Bills was Tyrod Taylor with 5 attempts for 28 yards. And at the bottom, we see Chris Polk with a touchdown as well.
The leading rusher was LaShawn McCoy.
Oh, shit. Leading rusher for the Jets was Corey Grant, 8 attempts, 23 yards.
In the receiving game, we really shouldn't see anything. Robbie Anderson, still not a terrible game. 2 receptions for 42 yards, and that's about it.
Defensively is where we should see a lot. Sacks-wise, we see Shaq Lawson with 4.5 sacks. Then we have Jerry Hughes with 2 sacks. Chris Jones with 1.5. And Sheldon Richardson with 1.
Which is really weird to see. Leonard Williams didn't get any pressure. That's really weird to see. In the interceptions game, we have Sam Shields with 2, Micah Hyde with 2, Barry Church with 1, Darrelle Revis, veteran cornerback, with 1, and Preston Brown with 1. Forced fumbles. We have 2, one by Sheldon Richardson, one by rookie Marcus May out of Florida.
Defensive touchdown-wise, we see Sam Shields with 2 and Micah Hyde with 1. And then with safeties we see
Shaq Lawson with 1. All right.
Yep.
Good job to the Bills. Good luck to both of y'all for the rest of y'all season. We keep going down. We got the. We're not gonna. I guess we're gonna go into this game. Burn One Down wasn't supposed to play the CPU, but did and lost. So we're gonna go over his game. Cincinnati won on all aspects of this game except for time of possession. Burn One Down, actually, the Jags actually had more time and a better red zone percentage. In the passing game, we got Andy Dalton, 333 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, sacked 5 times. Matt Barkley with 252 yards, a touchdown, 4 interceptions, 4 sacks.
Rushing-wise, we see Leonard Fournette with 23 attempts for 66 yards and a touchdown. Then we see Giovanni Bernard with 8 attempts for 62 yards and a touchdown.
Leonard Fournette has not had a good season for his rookie year. He just has not had a good season. You would think he would have, but he just has not. In the receiving game, the leading receiver was A.J. Green, 5 receptions, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns. We have Allen Robinson, 5 receptions, 106 yards and a touchdown. And Tyler Eifert, 7 receptions, 104 yards and a touchdown.
Defensively, we go in, and in sacks, we see Geno Atkins with 2, P.J. Dawson with 1, Carlos Dunlap with 1, Yannick Ngakoue with 1, Blair Brown, rookie out of Ohio, with one. Miles Jack with one. Calais Campbell with one. And Paul Pelesny with one.
In the interceptions game, we have AJ Boye with 2, Sean Williams with 2, Dre Kirkpatrick with 1, we have Vontaze Burfict with 1, and we have Jalen Myrick, rookie out of Minnesota, with 1.
Any defensive touchdowns? We do have one by Jalen Myrick, rookie out of Minnesota.
So, hopefully the Jags can come back from this loss. Which isn't a surprise. The CPU this year on all men is downright lethal, no matter the team. You could face the Jets, and the Jets would somehow pull out a win over you, even if you were using the Falcons.
Yep.
We go next. We have another complete blowout between Tampa Bay and New Orleans.
We go into the game and we just see complete domination in the box score, like with everything.
Player stats, we have Jameis Winston actually back off of his injury with 219 yards, 3 touchdowns, sacked 4 times. Denard Robinson actually getting back in there. He actually had a really decent game with 126 yards and a sack. And Drew Brees, 102 yards, 6 interceptions, sacked 3 times.
Rushing wise, we see at the top of the list, as we always see for the Buccaneers, 13 attempts, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns for Demir Bird.
And a fumble, which is actually surprising because you can see he says he's a wide receiver again. We actually have been trying to really log down on changing positions because in our rules we said no wide receiver to halfback, and Demir Bird actually only played a couple snaps for like a game or two as a running back, but he's still using him as a rusher, probably out of Wildcat or something like that. But we did hit Denard Robinson actually getting himself a touchdown and Drew Brees with a fumble. In the receiving
wise,
Chris Godwin, not a surprise to see him, rookie out of Penn State. Only person to get over 100 yards, 4 receptions, 107 yards, and a touchdown. O.J. Howard, rookie out of Alabama, and Mike Evans. So three Buccaneers before the Saints even have one person. And then we have Deshaun Jackson and Cameron Braid.
Yeah.
All they have a touchdown, and it's all on one. If you see, they're all on one reception too, one pass, and they automatically had a touchdown.
Yep. Defensively, we go in sacks, we see Cameron Jordan with 2.5, Trey Hendrickson with 2, Noah Spence with 1, Gerald McCoy with 1, Robert Ayers with 1, and Akeem Ayers with a half a sack.
Trey Hendrickson, rookie out of FAU. Actually, not a bad day for 2 sacks for him. In the interceptions game, Isaac Abdul having 2, Levante David with 1, Brenton Grimes with 1, J.J. Wilcox with 1, and Quan Alexander with 1. 2 forced fumbles, one by Noah Spence and Marcus Williams, rookie out of Utah.
And we had no defensive touchdowns and no safeties.
Any blocked kicks? Nope, none on there. Good job to the Bucs. Good luck to both of y'all for the rest of y'all season. We are all on the home stretch. Every game matters. Even the most basic of games matter. You could be 10-5 and the game still matters in the end.
Now we get to Denver versus Philly. Another complete blowout.
Another just blowout game. I guess week 9 was the week of blowouts. Just there is nothing to say here.
And here we see your boy dominating, and the turnover battle was just
holy God. We go into passing. Chad Kelly actually having one of the best games of his season, his rookie season, with 160 yards and 2 touchdowns, sacked twice. But Carson Wentz, 82 yards, 10 interceptions. That's crazy.
That's bad.
Yeah, that is so bad.
Half of his throws were picks. Literally. We go into the rushing stats and we see C.J. Anderson with 24 attempts, 149 yards, and 3 touchdowns and a fumble. Then we see Wendell Smallwood with 13 attempts, 59 yards. And we also see LeGarrette Blount, Chad Kelly, and Carson Wentz all each with a fumble.
C.J. Anderson, I think he's actually the leading rusher this season.
I think so too.
In the receiving game, the leading receiver was Carlos Henderson, rookie out of LA Tech. 2 receptions for 68 yards and a touchdown. Wendell Smallwood, leading receiver for the Eagles, 9 receptions, 66 yards. Emmanuel Sanders, 1 reception, 27 yards and a touchdown. And that is it.
Defensively, we go in sacks, we see Brandon Graham with 1, and Jatavis Brown and Tim Jernigan combining for 1.
Not that many sacks. And actually, with your boy, there's really not that many sacks on either side of when he plays. It's
Just a lot of interceptions.
in the interceptions game, yes, Shaquille Barrett with 2, Desmond Southward with 2, Chris Harris Jr. with 2, Todd Davis with 1, Melvin Ingram with 1, Brendan Langley, rookie out of Lamar University with 1, and Aqib Talib with 1. Forced fumbles.
We go into forced fumbles.
4. Chris Harris Jr., Jatavis Brown, Fletcher Cox, and Jordan Lucas.
We go into defensive touchdowns, and we have 2 of them, one by Shaquille Barrett and one by Aqib Talib.
So, like we always say, guys, congratulations to the Broncos for a great game, and good luck to both of y'all. Who's next on our list, Prophet? Who's our next game?
You can talk about that game.
Oh yeah, yeah, you see that, man? We lost on a straight sim. That kind of sucks. Oof. Anything you want to say before we go into this game?
Alright, so let me go ahead and say this right away. Dak Prescott got injured, and Luke McCown came into the game and was pretty much throwing direct passes to Keon's defensive players. So
That sucks. How long is he out for, do you know?
4 more weeks, but hey, Keon played pretty good though. Not going to take anything away from him, just offensively, I had nothing going my way.
In player stats, we go into player stats, we see Pat Mahomes II, rookie out of Texas Tech, 124 yards, a touchdown, 3 interceptions, wasn't sacked, which he hasn't really had a good rookie season either. So he's been throwing a lot of picks in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Dak Prescott, 29 yards and an interception before he was injured, and Luke McCown, 76 yards, 6 interceptions, and a sack. In the rushing game, Latavius Murray, 21 attempts, 112 yards and a touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, 19 attempts, 84 yards and a touchdown. Oh, my bad. Latavius Murray also had a fumble. Pat Mahomes with 4 attempts, 37 yards and a fumble. And Charkandrick West, 2 attempts, 34 yards and a touchdown. And Darren McFadden with a broken tackle and a 4-yard rush, and that was it. So Latavius Murray led a great rushing game. Even in average 5.3, that means every 2 rushes is a first down.
Yeah, he played pretty good on run offense.
In the receiving game, leading receiver Jason Witten, future Hall of Famer. Sorry, I just love how he passed Michael Irvin and is second in tight ends behind Tony Gonzalez. Tyreek Hill, 3 receptions for 47 yards and a touchdown, and that was it. Really nothing there. In the defensive game, sacks, Allen Bailey with the lone sack, and interceptions.
Interceptions wise, we see Ron Parker with 3, Kevin Pierre-Louis with 2, Eric Berry with
Jesus.
1, Marcus Peters with 1, Byron Jones with 1, Justin Durant with 1, and Robert Blanton with 1.
Whew. Forced fumbles. Any two. Anthony Hitchens and Jalen Smith, both middle linebackers, getting in there. Uh, no in there. Nothing there. Two defensive touchdowns. Ron Parker and Kevin Pierre-Lewis. Congratulations to Keon for the win. Good luck to both of y'all for the rest of y'all season. What else we have? I guess the last game is the Oakland Raiders against the Miami Dolphins. Lima having a very terrific game, especially with the slow start he has had in the beginning of the season. I think he
We
found
do
his
see
forte.
that
I think he found his forte in the rushing game, though, instead of passing.
he sure did. We do see, like, when you look at the box score, that maybe the Dolphins did win by offensive yards gained, but we will show you as to why that was the case.
Yeah.
But we see that Lima crushed it in turnover battle. He only threw. Well, I don't even think he threw an
No, he didn't
interception.
throw. In the passing game, we have Derek Carr, his best game yet with 18 yards, and that is it. Completion 3 for 3 and 100% completion. Ryan Tannehill,
Rushing
266
wise,
yards, 2 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions.
a lot of picks. Rushing wise, though, we do see at the top of the list Jalen Richard, 15 attempts, 171 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a fumble. Then we see Jay Ajayi, 29 attempts, 101 yards. And Marshawn Lynch also contributing 12 attempts, 52 yards, and a touchdown. This is actually Jay Ajayi still had a pretty decent game, but this is the first time we have seen him in a few weeks where he's only been held to a 3.5 average.
The receiving game, top receiver was Jarvis Landry. 9 receptions, 130 yards. Kenny Stills, 4 receptions for 56 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the best receiver, 4.
Oakland was Jared Cook with 2 receptions and 16 yards.
Yeah, sorry.
Defensively, we go in though, and in sacks we see no
None.
sacks.
Interceptions, though. Sean Smith with 2. Obi Melifanu with 2. Rookie out of Connecticut. Garyon Conley, rookie out of Ohio State with 2. And Carl Joseph with 1. 2 rookies having an incredible game there.
And defensive touchdown wise, we see Garyon Conley with 1 defensive touchdown.
Xavier Howard with the lone forced fumble. No. So, congratulations to Lima. Great game. I can't wait to see if you can come back from that slow start on your season and see if you make the playoffs. I'm glad you found what you needed. And good luck to everybody in the rest of y'all season. It's a short season left, but it is at the same time a very long season with 6 games, 7, depending on your schedule, 7 games. But that's not what y'all come here for. Y'all like the recast, but y'all like to see who gets the game of the week and what we have to say about y'all's game. And I'm gonna let Prophet take over and start this one. Prophet, what's our game of the week?
Seahawks versus Cardinals.
And let's get your thoughts. I always start these, and yeah, it's the podcast, and I love running it. But I want your input on this game. Neither team is doing well on the season. They're really just trying to keep a little season alive and get pretty much confidence and learn what they're going to do for seasons to come. As everybody knows, we're going to try to get this to go at least, we're trying to aim for 10 seasons before either going even further or just the league is restarting. But what's going through your head when you hear Seahawks and Cardinals? 2 division rivals, big division rivals, always have been, but Seahawks have usually ruled that division.
Shoot, what I see here is actually a game where both players, like you said, haven't done too well, but they have had their sparks of excellence. So This one is pretty much one of those any given Sunday type of games, and you just have to see which player is going to come out and play to the best of his capability. If I were to actually go into this game, I do still think that the winner who would come out top would be the Seahawks. I think that he improves game by game, figuring out how to play Madden every time. He gets better after every game, and he learns just a little bit more every time, and he becomes pretty successful. I think that he will improve to be a playoff team at one point. But I do see the Seahawks coming up with the win against the Cardinals in this one.
Okay. I'm not going to give my answer who I think is going to win, but which side of the ball and what players are going to make the impact in this game? Is it going to be the offense, Carson Palmer with Larry Fitz, or is it going to be the Seahawks when you have Russell Wilson and Jimmy Graham? Jimmy Graham
I'll
being
tell you this.
or is it going to be defense, Dion Buchanan, Pat Pete, and Tyrann Mathieu, or is it going to be the Legion of Boom on? Is it offense or defense for this side? Or
I
is it going
think
to be
it's going
one
to be
offense, one
defense.
defense, or is it one offense, one defense, or both defense, both offense? What's going through your head?
I think both defenses. These two teams are have very good defenses on them, with very premier names and elite players that have been ranked as some of the best in their positions. Um, this will be a defensive game, but I do still think that Seattle's defense will have the upper hand over Arizona's. I do still think that.
Well, I'm going to give my answer now, and I'm going to have to agree with you with the Seahawks. And it's not that I don't like the Cardinals. The Cardinals, I love the team. I love Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger. I love Patrick Peterson, one of the best cornerbacks. Dion becoming one of the best middle linebackers. But in my mind, when you have the Seahawks are always known for the Legion of Boom. You got Earl Thomas III, go Longhorns. He came out of my favorite college. And you got I can't remember now. Why am I blanking tonight, guys? I don't know. I am like completely blanking. Like I said, I've been sick, so I have not had time. I can only remember Earl Thomas. I don't know why. Huh? But you also have one of the best user linebackers though on the Seahawks. You have Bobby Wagner. One of the best
But not only Bobby Wagner, you also have KJ Wright in there too.
KJ Wright. Yes, you have KJ Wright. He's so you wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think he was fast enough, but he's just so versatile for the Seahawks. Uh, but Bobby Wagner's just so all around jack of all trades. He's got the speed, he's got the hit power, he's got the coverage, he's even got the catching. And that's why I think so with the user like that, the Legion of Boom backing up there, and even on the offensive side, you have Doug Ball and you have Russell Wilson, who's not just good at throwing the ball, he can run the ball. You have Jimmy Graham, might be older, but he is still one of the top threats in the league, just with his size.
Yep.
Cam Chancellor, thank you. Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor, thank you. It came off my mind who the Legion of Boom was. I am blanking so hard tonight, but those are like just all of them together. Put them together on defense, and you have an amazing defense. But now it comes down to if the DBs lock up the outside, the down the field, can Lil Killer pull it out and KJ Wright and Bobby Wagner secure the middle, pass rush when they need to? Can they do it all?
Yeah, they can. With Michael Bennett at the edge and
Yes.
Frank Clark at the edge too. And in real life, they also got Sheldon Richardson as an addition to their
Well,
front line on defense. But in Combo League, we don't have that as the update since we started in the preseason. But
And earlier
even
than that
still, then
trade,
before Sheldon Richardson, they still had a pretty beast front seven as well as the beastly
yes.
secondary. So
So all this comes down to who is the better user in this game. That's what this is going to come down with. We all know both sides, their defensive backs are going to log down the field. But it comes down to whose user is better in the middle of the field, whose user can stop the run. Because the Cardinals, I don't know if they have David, we'll go check, but if they have David Johnson back, that is an amazing threat on the ground and through the air. David Johnson just can do it all.
he can. He's an all-purpose back.
So that's what this game, in my opinion, is going to come down to. I'm really rooting for the Seahawks, but it can go either way. It all comes down to Bobby Wagner versus Dion Buchanan. Which user is going to be better during this game?
Yeah, just like you said, any given Sunday. But this game will be a defensive matchup for sure.
All right, guys. We were going to do this in week 9, but like it hasn't happened. We're going to go weekly awards real quick. We'll show you week 8. Devonta Freeman, Cameron Jordan, C.J. Anderson, Von Miller. Week 9, Russell Wilson, Patrick Peterson. As y'all can see, both getting player of the week. So we'll see. We hope this game is going to be a great one. Richard and Ron Parker on the AFC side. Last thing we're going to show is a quick yearly awards. We're not going to go through it. We're just going to go, here's the NFL MVP, AFC Offensive Player. You can just, I'm going to sit there. Defensive Player, Offensive Rookie, Defensive Rookie, and that's really all we're going to go through. And then NFC Offensive Player, Defensive Player, Offensive Rookie, and Defensive Rookie. And just remember, guys, don't get down on yourself saying, oh, I'm down at number 10. Anything can happen in 7 games. You could just come back and have one of the most amazing seasons. And then, favorite pastime, looking at injuries. I love looking at injuries. It just shows you that no matter what the slider's on either, we have it, down to 5, I think.
Still doesn't help.
It does not. So many injuries, especially just one game injuries. So yeah, there's the Cowboys. Dak Prescott out for 4 weeks on an indomitable pitch there. I think that's the only new one. It looks like everybody else has come back off their injuries. Yeah. Everybody
Yeah.
else has pretty much come back off their injuries. So, good luck to you, though. Hopefully, Dak Prescott will come back in the time of need, and your season doesn't end with the next 4 games.
He should be coming back right on that late playoff push. He's out for 4 more weeks, so he should be coming back in like week 14. So it's right on that playoff edge.
We're sorry, guys. That I'm sorry that these don't come out like when they need to, but life. We all know that life happens, and you can't control it. Uh, like I told you before, in the process of doing the move, uh, found a house now. It's just paperwork, boxing up, and actually moving. I've been sick, so that doesn't help. And then just everything else. But I'll try as hard as I can. I'm trying to come out with some of the episodes. If y'all are liking those, I know a few people are, of some Madden franchises. I'll come back with the Aviator, and I'm thinking of doing a bunch of MUT squads. Don't know. And then I got a MUT series that I'm going to do. But as always, I'm Big A along with Dr. P.
Alright, y'all.
And of course, we hope y'all do enjoy these podcasts. Y'all apparently do. Of course, I'm gonna keep saying 10 likes. We haven't reached it. We're getting really close. I'm loving it. Y'all are helping. Y'all are showing so much support. Uh, Maybe not in the comments, but we get so much support. Of course, if you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you know when these come out. Hit that like button. Sorry it was kind of fast. It is really late and shit's going on. But cussing, I don't know why. That's unprofessional of me. I need to stop that. And no, I don't, guys, we don't do this off a script. We don't have a script in front of us. I don't script this out. This is all just free. Free, whatever comes to our heads. So if you don't like that, you want me to do a script, or us to make a script, in the comments below, say script, no script, and I'll go through them. But like always, like the video if y'all did enjoy, and we will see y'all next time.